Hi, thanks for joining me for Marketing Monday. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin with Marketing Resolution. Today we're going to talk about 25 things that you can do to market and promote your practice today. And of course, before we get started, welcome. Glad to have you here. Got my cup of hot chocolate. I'm all ready to go. We're going to just go through this list pretty quickly. None of it is really technical, but I would suggest that you choose any one of the following 25 things, make it your own, and act on it. And do something today. In fact, do something for yourself in your practice every day. Little things, big things. The cumulative effect is going to be magical, I promise. All right, so let's talk about 25 things that you can do to market and promote your practice today. One of the things that you can start with is conducting a little market research so that you can better understand what your clients and potential clients really appreciate most about you, and maybe learn a little bit about what you could sort of discard. And so to do something quick for yourself today, just think about five questions that you could put in an email or a survey, something like SurveyMonkey. So give a quick thought to what are the 5 most important things that you want to know about how your clients and prospective clients feel about either your practice in particular or the resolution industry sort of at large. Once you've got those 5 questions really figured out, put them aside for a minute, come back, revamp, renovate, refine them, and then put them out to your folks. Then the next time you need a marketing activity, actually put the survey together and send it out. I know it seems like kind of a strange way to do marketing, but because your name is on it, you get the marketing VIG, but also you actually get back the information and the feedback from your specific clients or potential clients, and you can do a better job providing them services then in future. Ahmed, hello, thanks so much for joining today. It's nice to see you here. All right, that was number 1. Number 2 is to create, if you haven't already, and I really hope that you have, but if you haven't yet, create a professional, user-friendly website. It is 2023, having a website, really not an option. You absolutely, positively must have a website. And it doesn't have to be super deep. It does have to look professional, though. You can do it yourself on platforms like Squarespace or Wix. You can use Canva to build a single-page website. There are lots of things that you can do. Go to Fiverr, go to 99 Designs, but you absolutely have to have a website. Make sure that you've got that one sort of nailed down. Number 3, offer or think about offering free conversations, free consultations to clients that are unrepresented so that they can get a better idea about the processes that you offer. Our processes generally are not on law and order. This isn't a trial. And for the most part, the general public don't really know what we do, how we do it, or what the benefits might be. So if you're dealing with unrepresented clients that come in with no counsel, no attorney, think about putting together a package, a conversation, a video, a free consultation, something for them so that they can get comfortable with the language, the process, and the way that it's going to work in their best interest. All right, number 4, sit down and make a list of networking opportunities and events that you can attend over the next 30, 60, or 90 days. It's something that you sort of have to plan in advance, 1, for time-wise, but 2, for budget in addition. So these networking events, open up all of the associations and organizations to which your primary, secondary, or tertiary target market belongs, and look to see what kind of brown bag lunches they have, what sort of conferences, what kind of online or in-person mixers are available, and make a list of the events that you think would be most beneficial to you and your practice. Then figure out, based on that list, which ones you really want to attend, which ones you think would truly be the best investment of your valuable time and energy. Then tomorrow, again, when you've got a few minutes, log on and register for those programs. Put your name on the list. Number 5, utilize or update or optimize your search engine optimization. So I said a second ago that you absolutely have to have a website. A key component to having a website is making the website SEO optimized, search engine optimization. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. You can do that in the headings that you use, the alt text behind the images that you use. You can have backlinks, you can have articles, blogs, videos. There's a lot of ways to pump up the search engine optimization on your website. You can take a quick tutorial on YouTube to learn more. There are thousands of those videos. You can also, again, go to, like I said, Fiverr or 99 Designs and find someone who can do that for you. You're going to pay anywhere from $500 to possibly thousands of dollars per month. So be sure that you choose the professional that fits your budget and hopefully has some understanding of the legal or resolution industry to best help you. So search engine optimization. Again, take just a few minutes. If you're comfortable doing it, do it, right? If you don't know, take a few minutes, watch a tutorial. If after you read the tutorial, next time, or watch the tutorial, next time you have a few minutes, go online and find a professional to help you do this. All right. Number 6 is leveraging social media platforms like LinkedIn, right? For most of us, our clients and potential clients are going to be on LinkedIn, and we need to have what is called social proof of our professionalism, of our credibility, and of our authority in this industry. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to be active, to really engage on platforms like LinkedIn. So if you're not engaging, if you're just sort of present, but you're not connecting, you're not communicating, you're not taking advantage of notifications or the messaging, all of the really great stuff that LinkedIn offers us, take a minute and open your LinkedIn profile and click around. Open all the tabs, see what's available, see how you can find opportunities to really connect with potential clients or existing clients. So be ready to engage. And each week, set aside a few minutes. It doesn't take an enormous investment, a few minutes to open up LinkedIn and participate. All right. Number 7, develop content marketing strategies. This applies to the LinkedIn conversation that we just had. You need to have a plan, a strategy. Are you going to post? What are you going to post? How often? On which days? At what times? Where are you going to find the content? So it really does take a little bit of planning. The easiest thing to do is to open up a calendar, digital or paper, and fill in the dates. So start with one post a week. Inspirational quotes, case law. It could be an event that's coming up and you're sharing something. It could be an award that you've just won. It could be any number of things. But open up your calendar and plot those out so that you can see how they're going to fall on that timeline. That's your first strategy, right? Number 8, think about partnering with a complementary business or service provider. An example of this would be if you have a community mediation service or you provide family and divorce mediation. You might think about connecting with your local police force so that when they get calls for noise complaints or domestic disturbances, your card can be in their pocket, or a notepad with your information can be there, or you could provide the training for those individuals on sort of that front line in communication and negotiation skills. So be a partner. You could do the same with hairstylists or real estate agents or pediatricians, school counselors. Think about all of the sources of referral for your mediation practice. Reach out to them and offer them a training, give them an article, address their concerns in a video or a podcast. But think about how you can create partnerships, marriage and family therapists, etc. Right? Number 9, you could host an event that you are attending. It's fairly commonplace that when you go to an association or organization, conference or event, they will have opportunities for you to host a table of appetizers, or the gift bags, the brochures. I mean, there's lots of different ways that you can support the organization and put your name forward. Networking isn't always the easiest thing for us to do as individuals, and that's okay, but putting your name out on the table of appetizers or desserts is a way for you to be seen without having to actually put yourself out there socially. That's not always comfortable, I understand, but you still need to be present. All right. You could, for number 10, think about some sort of very traditional marketing or advertising. And this could be done in a couple of different ways. You could think about putting in a business-sized advert in the local bar journal, right? So just not a heavy-handed call to action, but just your practice information, maybe your photograph, maybe the QR code for your LinkedIn profile, etc. But think about going a little old-fashioned. Sometimes old school, when you combine it with new tech, is a really effective way to communicate. You could also think about doing, I guess not really advertising, but you could think about if you have, again, a practice that is for the general public more, you could think about doing Google ads or Facebook ads, something of that nature, because you would be communicating with then sort of everyone. So if you have unrepresented clients as your primary target market, you could think about Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads. That's one way to go. Advertising is one of those tricky things, but you could sponsor the drive time news in your local radio station. You can think about lots of different, maybe kind of old-fashioned ways of marketing and advertising, and see if they wouldn't feel right and fit well into your practice plans. All right, number 11, creating informational resources. This could be things like ebooks or workbooks. It could be webinars. It could be anything at all that helps your clients or the parties as they come and go from your practice, your rooms, online, etc. So it might be that you put together a podcast or a video that explains what the process is for the parties, so that you can explain or show them how Zoom works. Maybe you want to put together a pre-mediation workbook for the parties so that they can go through it on their own and really think about what's important to them. How do they qualify it? How do they quantify it? And let them go through that exercise, that process before they come to you, so that when they arrive, they're a little bit more centered, maybe a little bit more thoughtful about what they want to bring to the table, how they want to approach it. There's lots of different things that you could do. You could put together a resource sheet about ancillary support services like marriage and family therapists or court reporters or translators, or on the list goes. But think about, with these few minutes that you have today, what kind of other informational resource can you provide to clients or parties? Number 12, almost halfway, utilize some customer relationship management software, CRM. If you don't know what CRM does or how it could best help you, again, go to YouTube, and there are thousands of videos about how a service provider business like ours can utilize CRM software to keep you on task in your communication, for conflict checks, for lots of different things. To send out your greeting cards at the end of the year, I mean, there's lots of different uses and purposes for CRM. So log on, see what's available. A lot of CRM software apps are specifically designed for the legal industry. They might be a good fit for you and your practice and your budget, but give a look at CRM software and see if that's something that you think would help you in your practice development or practice management. Number 13, measure and analyze your marketing efforts so that you can continuously improve your strategies. One of the things that I kind of enjoy doing, it's a bit geeky, is going back and looking at the analytics to see if we're posting the right things for our clients on the right day at the right time. Are we getting the engagement that we're looking for? We're not always looking for how many comments or likes or shares. We're looking at views. We're looking at the dwell time of the posts. We're looking then also at who viewed those posts. What position do they hold? Where are they located? All of those kinds of things. If you've got a YouTube channel, you might look at a TubeBuddy app and apply that to your YouTube channel so that you can get really deep in the weeds on the analysis of your YouTube videos. But you can provide, or rather, you can look at this from most providers. On LinkedIn, you can get a limited amount of information. But if you have a premium account, you can really go deep into some of the analytics of your posts on LinkedIn. All right. Well, thank you, Ryan. That's very kind of you to say. I'm glad that you're enjoying the program. So another thing that you can do, number 14, is utilize video marketing. I love video. Video is a great way for people to get to know you. They can see your face, they can hear your voice, they know that you are fine, you're passionate to talk about these things without a script. And you don't want to always have a script. An outline works really well. You know what you're talking about. You don't need a script. But if you use a script and you read it, people know that you're reading it. It feels scripted. It feels insincere. It doesn't feel like it's got a great flow. So definitely have an outline, but then just talk to people. Be authentic, be yourself, and don't be too terribly worried about, everything being absolutely perfect. All of the little things, all of the little quirks, all of the little ticks that we all have in our communication, that's what makes you charming, and you leave those in. Don't make it too perfect, but video is fantastic. Think about creating short videos, 60 seconds or less, where you can communicate just an idea, one idea at a time, communicate just that idea, 60 seconds or less. And then there are short form videos, and those are anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. There are long form videos, 18 to 25 minutes. And then for an educational video, for example, a full-blown webinar, those can be an hour or even 90 minutes. If it goes beyond 90 minutes, you've got too much content for a single video and you need to break it up into a series of videos. But video is a really remarkable way to build your practice. It's a fantastic evergreen asset for you to have. It lets people meet you and get to know you and decide whether or not they can trust you, because that's really what it all comes down to. Now, the great thing about video as a medium is that if you have a YouTube channel, you get repeat visitors, right? But also every time you post something in YouTube, it's increasing your search engine optimization because there's all of these additional links, all of these video links. You can put your video on social media. You could put your video on your website. You do so many really fun things with video. It's one of my favorites. All right. Number 15, you could foster your presence in online forums, social media groups, channels, etc. And what I mean by that is go ahead and join all of the different groups, all the brown bag lunches, even though they're on Zoom. But when you're there, really engage. Have your camera on so that people can see your face. If you've signed up for the program, I'm going to assume, find it valuable enough to really focus, give it your full attention. Most of us are not as good at multitasking as we would like to think that we are. So if you sign up for a brown bag lunch or a networking event or a program online, Put everything else away and really focus your attention. Turn on your camera, be present, and interact. Raise your hand, ask questions, put forward ideas, note who the other people in the meeting space are so that you can connect with them on social media and talk about the event that you've just attended, and really be present. Another great forum idea are all of the groups on Facebook, groups on LinkedIn, groups. Groups are another great way for you to interact with your potential target market, with your prospective clients, and have those kinds of great, intelligent conversations that prove to them that you are the right mediator for their particular case when that case arises, right? So really think about engaging in group scenarios. Catherine, this is a great list. Do you have the list posted somewhere? I don't yet, Catherine, but I do really appreciate your comment. When this video is over, I will be posting it on my website so that you'll have it in blog form and you can come back and reread and make your list from here, all right? Let's see, number 17. Create a user-friendly and intuitive app for your services. Now, I know this might seem like a big thing, but actually creating an app is not that difficult. And again, if you've got something that you want to provide to your clients or your prospective clients that you think will really elevate their interaction with your practice, just go to Fiverr. It's Fivrr, fiverr.com, and you can find someone who can code and create an app just for you, just for your practice. So if you, like I said, if you've got a pre-mediation workbook, that could be this app. If you've got an ebook, a workbook, if you've got video content, webinar content, whatever it is, think about creating an app. It's really not that difficult to do any longer. It's not that expensive to create, and it would really set your particular practice apart from the others. Apps are fun. You know, and there's the cliche, there's an app for that. Maybe that app is something that you've created. All right. Number 18, partner with community organizations and charities to give back and build your brand awareness. And again, it sort of depends on your practice, your particular niche, but it could be any number of things. And so if you've followed me for any length of time, you know that I developed with Jean Lawler and Jeff Kitchaven, Sari Agamiri, the Will Work for Food program. And the Will Work for Food initiative is arbitrators, mediators, negotiators, communicators all over the world come together on a Thursday, and we don't ask for you to pay anything at all for educational content. Instead, we hope that you'll be able to make a donation to your local food bank. And that's the kind of initiative that you can get involved in. So think about what's available in your neck of the woods. It might be the Police Athletic League, sponsoring jerseys for, Little League Baseball. It could be the women's shelter. It could be a food bank. It could be any number of things. But just take a moment and look around your neighborhood and see what is needed. Is it a free little library? Is it free consulting? It could be anything that you're really passionate about. But I promise you there's a void somewhere in your neighborhood that you could help to fill. When you do that, of course, it just leads to more and more brand recognition, and not just for you and your practice in particular, but for all of us, for our industry as a whole. And, a rising tide lifts all ships. Much appreciated. All right. Next, number 19, offer personalized services so that you can build a deeper connection with your clients and parties. And what I mean by this is if people wanted to feel like a case number, they would continue through the court system. Parties, they don't want to feel like a case number. They don't want to feel like, file number XYZ 2023. They want to feel like they are being heard. They want to feel like their issue, their conflict, their dispute Like their case, their file is important enough for someone to really pay personalized attention to them. And so think about how you can make that happen. An example of that would be if you're still meeting in person, be sure that you send them an email in advance and ask them, do they have any dietary restrictions? Is there a particular snack that they would feel more comfortable having on the table than something else maybe? Do they need wheelchair access? Are they okay if they meet the other party in the elevator or the parking garage coming into your office? All of those kinds of things, those human things, will set your practice apart from some of the others that just sort of process cases through their convening process and through the mediation process. Make sure that you really are paying attention. We're on to number 20 now. We're doing great. Invest in public relations or PR efforts to build your brand and reach a wider audience. It's kind of a funny thing that most of us feel as though our little businesses are not really worthy of public relations. And I would argue that you are. Your practice is. So think about all the good things that you're doing. If you've got an initiative with an organization, or you're supporting a group, or you're hosting an event, think about putting forward some public relations. And this can be done by you on your social media profiles, on your website as a pop-up or a single page. It could be done through a more traditional method like a press release. So you could go to, for example, law.com and do an old-fashioned press release and send your message out to some 50,000 different periodicals, newspapers, and magazines. It's not that expensive. You can just Google a template for press release, find the one that fits you, that fits your potential clients the best, and then fill in those fields and send it off. If you're not comfortable doing that, there again are YouTube tutorials that will help you with that, or most publishing organizations like law.com have agents who can help you do that. And they'll sit with you and go hand in glove, point by point, and help you create the press release that best represents you and your practice and your clients. Something to think about. All right. Number 21, attend or host webinars to educate and engage your target market. And yes, I know it sounds a little counterintuitive for me to say, go to the local litigation section and insurance section of a bar association, go to your primary or secondary target market and train them in mediation skills. What immediately comes to mind is, Natalie, you're crazy. Why would I train a bunch of other people to do what I want to do? I'm creating my own competition. And actually, that's not the way that it sort of shakes out in real world. Mostly what it does is put you at the front of the room. It establishes you as the credible authority on this particular topic matter. And then when those cases come up, the first person that your people in your training think of is you, the person who taught them these communication skills, these negotiation skills, this verbal judo art skill set that we've developed over time. So you're not really training up your competition, you're training up future clients. Elise, thank you for creating and hosting this. Any chance this recording will be posted on the site as well? Elise, yes, this video will be posted on YouTube, and the actual list will be posted on my website. I'll put both links in the chat when the video is concluded here. All right, and thank you for your comment. Number 22, you could partner with other bloggers or other video makers, other influencers in the legal and resolution industry. So you could let other podcast hosts know that you're available to be a guest. You could let other video channels know that you're available to be a presenter. You could let other bloggers know that you'd like to author or co-author an article for the blog. So look at the influencers in our industry, and if you don't know who they are, think about your hashtags. What are the key words that are relevant to your practice? Log on to LinkedIn, look in the search field, then type in that hashtag. So for example, if you're an employment mediator, you would type in hashtag employment mediation. and see who else is publishing, see who else is putting these live videos or audio events forward. See who else is influential and join that sphere of influence and partner with them. Rick, thank you. Good stuff. Good morning. Have a beautiful day from Austin, Texas. Rick, all right. I love Austin. Ooh, that's a fun city. And Manuel, oh, you're always so nice, Manuel. Thanks for joining today. All right. Number 23, utilize augmented reality or AI or even virtual reality to showcase your services in an innovative way. Now, I know this seems kind of out there maybe, but if you have a Canva account, C-A-N-V-A, canva.com account, they have an AI component on there now. And so you can use their AI to develop your promotional pieces for social media or your brochure or your event flyer, whatever you're putting forward. And so you can type into their AI system something very specific. So you could type in, draw a cartoon of a mediator at a conference table with happy clients on either side. And it will create for you 4 different graphic images. It will paint, it will draw, it will create a photograph, or you can create something abstract and let the AI just have fun. And then you've got something that is very unique, very specific, generally pretty cool. Well, I've got to be honest, it's mind-blowing kind of stuff. But see what AR or AI or VR can do for you. The other way that you could use sort of the metaverse is to open a mediation practice in the metaverse. So join Meta, get your goggles on, and open a business. It's a virtual business, or rather, it's a business that happens in the virtual world, but they are real world disputes that actually trade in real world money. So don't forget that this other plane, this other existence is out there, and you could have a practice in real world and virtual world, both of them making you money and engaging, learning, and just really having a good time being a mediator. All right. Number 24, closing in on the finish line. Invest in print advertising like newspapers or magazine ads to reach a different audience. So I talked earlier about putting in sort of a business card sized ad in legal journals, but think now about those spheres of influence. So if, for example, you think that real estate brokers might be a great source of referral, or CPAs, or human resource managers, think about those other periodicals, those other journals, other magazines, online or in print, and see if you can't get an advertiser's spot in those. Again, mix up the old school with the new tech. I think you'll really enjoy the outcome. Number 25, last point for today's Marketing Monday, utilize retargeting technology. Retargeting technology allows you to go back to, I think, what we classically called in other industries leads, but that's not something that we generally look at in our industry. Things like sales funnels and lead generation, that's really not us. If somebody says to you, hey, you need a sales funnel for your practice, I'm going to suggest that they have no idea what mediation is all about. That's not really considered good form. It is bad manners in our industry. We don't sell that way. But that doesn't mean that you can't keep a running list in whatever form you like, an Excel spreadsheet, sticky notes, whatever you like, so that you can keep track of the people who have contacted you and said, I'm curious about your services, I'd like to know more, and follow up with them, circle back to them, reconnect with them. If they were interested or quasi-interested once, then you want to be sure that you are on the top of their mind for the next case that comes around. So be in contact with them. Be sure that they've got maybe a holiday greeting card from you, or that you've added them to your social media, or that you're in some way, having a conversation, an interactive dialogue with them. Send them an invitation to follow your blog, or send them an article. But in some way, you want to be able to circle back. And you can use retargeting technology to do that. That's what I use. It's a whole lot of fun. But again, the other way is just to keep a running list on the notepad on your desk, sticky notes, Outlook, Google. You choose whatever works best for you. But you want to be able to have that list so that you can follow up with people. So, oh my goodness, I've got lots of comments here. All right, Manuel, as always, good points. Hannah, thank you so much. I'm so glad that this is helpful. I did not mention HARO. Hannah, thank you so much. HARO, HARO, is help a reporter out. And it's haro.com, help a reporter out. And you can, at no cost, log on, put in your information, your interest, what do you really want to talk about? And as reporters from around the world need content, need articles, need a comment about whatever it is that they're writing or presenting in their various blogs, periodicals, newspapers, etc., they will reach out to you. And so you can set it so that you get an announcement once a day or once a week. And those reporters, those journalists will connect with you and say, hey, do you want to make a comment about this? Or can you write an article about this? Could you write a supporting paragraph or two on this particular topic? And if it's right for you, then you absolutely can do that. It's a great way to get published in thousands and thousands and thousands of periodicals, magazines, and journals, things like the Huffington Post, all of those kinds of great places. And again, that will increase your search engine optimization. You can use the post then on your social. You can use that post on your website, creating those backlinks again. So thanks very much for mentioning that. It wasn't on my list of 25. Maybe I'll put it on the next list. All right. Well, that is it for me for Marketing Monday. As always, I really appreciate the time that you've spent with me. I know that you have other choices on how to spend these hours and these minutes, and I'm flattered that you've spent them with me. So if you have questions, let me know. If you have ideas for future episodes, let me know. If you've got something in particular that you'd like to have me address, absolutely drop me a line and let me know. But that's it for me. Happy Monday. Go through the list, enjoy, go do some work, be good humans. Talk to you later.